The conversation drifted along from weather to crops, from crops to literature, from literature to scandal, from scandal to religion, then took a random jump and landed on the subject of burglar alarms. And now, for the first time, Mr. McWilliams showed feeling.
I do not go 1 cent on burglar alarms, Mr. Twain. Not a single cent. And I will tell you why. When we were finishing our house, we found we had a little cash left over, on account of the plumber not knowing it. I was for enlightening the heathen with it, for I was always down on the heathen somehow. But Mrs. McWilliams said, "No, let's have a burglar alarm." I agreed to this compromise. The man came up from New York and put in the alarm, and charged $325 for it, and said we could sleep without uneasiness now. So we did, for a while, say a month. Then one night we smelled smoke. I lit a candle and started toward the stairs, and met a burglar coming out of a room with a basket of tinware, which he had mistaken for solid silver in the dark. He was smoking a pipe. I said, "My friend, we do not allow smoking in this room." He said he was a stranger, and could not be expected to know the rules of the house. Said he had been in many houses just as good as this one, and it had never been objected to before. I said, "Smoke along, then, if it's the custom. But what business have you to be entering this house in this furtive and clandestine way without ringing the burglar alarm?" He looked confused. "I beg 1,000 pardons. I did not know you had a burglar alarm, else I would have rung it. May I trouble you for a match?" "How did you get in here?" "Through a second-story window." It was even so. I redeemed the tinware at pawnbrokers' rates, bade the burglar good night, closed the window after him, and retired to headquarters to report. Next morning we sent for the burglar alarm man, and he came up and explained that the reason the alarm did not go off was that no part of the house but the first floor was attached to the alarm. The expert now put the whole second story on the alarm, charged $300 for it, and went his way. By and by one night I found a burglar in the third story, about to start down a ladder with a lot of miscellaneous property. My first impulse was to crack his head with a billiard cue, but my second was to refrain from this attention, because he was between me and the cue rack. The second impulse was plainly the soundest, so I refrained and proceeded to compromise. I redeemed the property at former rates, after deducting 10% for use of ladder, it being my ladder, and next day we sent down for the expert once more, and had the third story attached to the alarm for $300. By this time the annunciator had grown to formidable dimensions. It had 47 tags on it, marked with the names of the various rooms and chimneys, and it occupied the space of an ordinary wardrobe. The gong was the size of a wash bowl, and was placed...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?